Well, now, if it isn't Luxus, happy Starlight, my friend, and what a pleasure it is to see you again. Now, I should catch you up on recent doings. But I'm afraid I'm rather overwhelmed with preparations at the moment. Now, here's the thing about that, right? Every year, it's always they're overwhelmed. Every year, I volunteer, and isn't that always the truth? Because it's always a fight, a never-ending battle for volunteers. At least I feel that way. Okay. You see, this year we're hosting a new attraction in the form of a market called Starlight Stalls. To that end, we've secured the kind cooperation of merchants and artisans across Gridania who sell unique Starlight-themed wares. The lights of the stalls are arranged to call to mind the stars above, and we are confident that the grown-ups will enjoy the market as much as the younglings. Or at least it should be if we can finish up setting up the stalls. The work doesn't seem to be progressing. We're unable to open the markets as scheduled. So if you are otherwise occupied, make sure when to assist me. I've got a mind to investigate other reasons of delay. I could explain an extra pair of legs on the ground. Thank you so much. Without further ado, please meet me at the market outside the city. The guide yonder will show you there. Out of all the things I could have done reindeer, but I did reindeer last year and I did the Santa outfit, so I figured snowman's worth the way to go this year. Oh, this is cool! When have they ever done something like this? Never! They've never, unless I just missed it one year and didn't see this. This is pretty cool. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Wow. You've spoken to some workers? Splendid. So, what were you able to learn? I learned that I'm gonna have to do all the legwork. I see. Though everyone is doing their best, having to run their own shops at the same time has left them exhausted. The cold only compounds matters. You would do something to revive them and ward off the chill, but what would be the best way? Soup? Oh my gosh, something sweet never fails to perk me up. How about handing out hot drinks? Coco. Splendid idea. That's bound to lift everyone's spirits. Excuse us. Hello, Miss Graninge. I don't know how to say her name ever. But Miss Adventure, my name is Sauline, and this is my friend here, Tenny. Starlight Celebration was one of our favorite times of the year. The Saint of Nemea brings us presents. The city is adorned with beautiful decorations, and even the grown-ups look like they're having fun. But this year, the grown-ups are really busy, and aren't having any fun at all. When we noticed this, the two of us talked it out for a bit, and we decided we'd like to become little helpers and help them. My, what kind souls you are! 'Tis the very spirit of the Starlight Celebration, and we would be most grateful for your aid. Luxus, if you're willing, could you tend to the task of reviving the weary workers with our two little helpers? Oh! Splendid. Please source something suitably revitalizing here in Gridania and see it distributed. We celebrants will naturally bear the cost. In the meantime, I shall return to the amphitheater, apprise my fellow celebrants of the situation. If you have any problems, please do not hesitate to let me know. Da-da-da! You should get it. I checked. I make sure that it was like that it was available before I started. I was like, is this working? Gustavo, Darkleaf, Sheesh, and Cordy. I don't know any of those people, which is interesting because that means that they're lurkers. Young Saline has explained everything. You wish to serve drinks to the folks setting up the Starlight stalls, yes? The Canopy will have a stall too, but we managed to finish our own preparations, so we'd be more than happy to assist. Wait a moment. I'm sure my alert is on. Oh, Mother Mayun. The best there is. The cask is too heavy for the little ones, but it shouldn't be a problem for a shopping adventurer like yourself, yes? Ho ho ho, who might tell the Starlight Celebration wonderful I would present a gift? You're not Santa. Saint of Nemea. I had a chance to be passing and heard your conversation. I bid you farewell, my hardworking little helpers. Oh, the barding's nice. I like it. I thought I wouldn't like it, but I do. A Starlight Chocobo! And it's got a basket and a cask. This is an excellent idea to provide a mold punch to the cold and weary workers at the Starlight stalls. To help you with their task, I took the liberty of borrowing from a Chocobo stables and attired the neat fellow in a manner befitting the occasion. So go forth, little helpers, and together restore warmth and cheer to those in need. Yes, sir! My, what spirited pair you are. If you come with me, I shall see that you should take part as well. I'll load up the Chocobo and have some take it to the market. Feel free to go on ahead. Whoa! Whoa, wait! Oh, goodness. Wow! They never do anything this elaborate ever! Oh my goodness. Wow! This is so cool. What I released, the market is open as planned, and by all accounts, it's no small part of the mold punch you served. I'm grateful to you all. Yahoo! Great! Okay, there you go. I have to do it for you. I think the fellow is saying you're welcome. For your hard work, my feathered friend, you can expect a special delivery of Gasol greens to the stables and tables. To his table. Boop, boop. I bet it was a lot of fun. I hope we can do it again. Oh, you will. About 50 more times you have to farm this quest. Absolutely, but for now you may leave the rest to celebrants. We'll make sure everything runs smoothly so enjoy along the ride and the festival help make possible. Well, we will, but first things first, you've been looking very hard too, so you deserve a break yourself. That's right, so let's all have some mold punch together while it's still nice and warm. Oh my. The music's really good, actually. I'd be delighted. Wow, it looks so good! Wow, that's crazy impressive. Well, if it isn't Alexis alone today, are you? Why, yes, I am alone. I see. Have you ever considered hanging for tacos? Then they're on the house. Consider thanks for everything you've done for Tulio Love. Go on ahead and find a table. I'll bring you the meal as soon as you're ready. Okay. Finally, tacos! Let's go! Oh, you still love tacos? I hope. You ate so many when you first turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? Huh? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry, it's still strange for me too. Just the other day, you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off to Yaslani, and now you're a grown man with full face of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Relying. That feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you and on everyone else. I can't start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had— oh no! We're talking about Alexandria. Okay. Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light a stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me, gods, I've never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. And my wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things are settled, but at this rate... I say you send for them. If they're your family and they're mine too, I'll do whatever is necessary to make it work. Wuklamat! I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems like you're having trouble readjusting to life until you're long. Vow Wuklamat. To aid the folks like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't going to be easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that we can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me, thank you. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go and find you, Lexus. Didn't you mind accompanying me, I hope? I could use a bite to eat myself. But my tacos! I have tacos already. Wuklamat. Oh! The others are already here. Good picture. Oh, good. I was about to say, how am I supposed to open a door being the Lalafell size that I am? They smile. They see me, they instantly smile. They're like, yes, no, less work. Oh, you're all here too? Valkwana summoned us, truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly as of late. He asked us to share knowledge of Hannish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance, and we of course are happy to oblige him. And Cryo and I were likewise summoned, otherwise we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information about the Golden City. What? The Golden City? Golden City? Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we should finish what he started. Lest you wonder if Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Tural. And Ystrella, meanwhile, is back to researching cross rift travel. She was just here a few days ago to get Koana's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. Okay, I guess. If the look she had in her eyes is any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're likely to be stuck with her for a while. Yes, for a while, thank you. I do not mind. As for Sidian, we know neither where he is or what he's doing. Some things never change. Apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need? The matter for which I summoned to you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene, the AI that is not actually living, but we're having a funeral for her. King Gulja and his administration have invited us to attend. They're like, but we murdered Queen Sphene. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yaslani, I see no reason not to attend. Hello? We destroyed Queen Sphene. I think that's plenty of reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't expect them to have a funeral right still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the queen be thus honored. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sphene was a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. But weren't the people that were there also not real? I mean, some of them were real, but I mean, all the ones that we shut down in the Golden City weren't real, so like... Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians a chance to come together and express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I decided to go. Not only are there for Gulja, but to put this chapter behind us. I'm gonna voice look on that, because it's fun. And then I request your presence was none other to see yourself wish to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. Sometimes I wonder if there wasn't another way. You and me both. But we've made our choices and are responsible for what comes to them now. On them. As a vow, I'll attend the funeral in the official capacity. I owe it to the Alexandrian people to bear witness to their grief. I can't do the voice anymore. I used to be able to do it really well. I'd like it if you could be there to watch over everything, like you did with all the other rites of succession. I used to be so spot on with it too. I used to make my brother laugh all the time about it when I was doing it. Oh, you all would know. You heard the playthrough. It's on YouTube. You all would have watched it. Well, I mean, you may or may not have watched it, but if you do, you'll hear my Wooklamat voice. It's pretty on point. I feel the rest of us should go too, regardless of the reason. The fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. Okay. In the back rooms of Solution 9, we'll find Gulja. Hello, Crossroads logo. Ah, you came for the funeral! Of course, you're the ones who officially take part though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since the last visit. I'm good. Shayla's always teaching me new things. Recently I've learned the Everkeeper systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Just as always, I see. By the way of a treat, I brought you gâteau chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I hope you like it. Thank you, Amity. And thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel a little nervous having you here. I have curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here according to the records. Flowers are distributed to all attendees. And considering that all the other worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? I'm Vavuk Lama of Tuliang. Thank you for extending an invitation to Queen Svine's funeral. We are honored truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Kassan, the former chief aide of the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the corner counter yonder, alongside the regulators. What, we need to wear regulators for the funeral? I was assured they're not a requirement. We're worried people do not use them. You see, people of Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending the funeral. As such tokens were black, it was suggested we might wear regulators painted the same color. And yet we've produced enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. I see. Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Sphene, remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. The proceedings will soon begin in the plaza. Please take your place once you have a flower. Oh no, they did not. Wow, they really are like, let's make a poster for her. That's a lot of people. Man.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together.
The old school slideshow. Mental slideshow.
Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better.
That's not how I remembered it. I remembered that people didn't mind oversouling and using other people's souls to like give themselves extra lives. Nowhere, at no point do I remember anybody being like, oh, we should stop using oversoul.
And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. and let us keep our beloved queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Hmm.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down.
Hmm.
But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does. Everyone else.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Man, running away.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit.
Dang, got shut
As
down.
expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead?
Oh my gosh, no.
I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Wow. Hey, Guloja, do you really know nothing at all about your mother? She searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamulja she found were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Oh, then that means she was here too inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Perhaps we should try looking again? Do you want to know your mother? It's about what he's feeling, right? I think so, even if it means it feels sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again, and if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. If that's what you want. Okay, so we're gonna help him probably find his mom, right? I can't bother for this year, I already came for the funeral. We came here not for the funeral, but to see whether all is well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, you may gain the knowledge to serve people of Alexandria. Alright, thank you everyone. So Zeroja brought a retinue of Life's Guard from the Aslani, again who was a female Mamulja. Lands Guards. His mission was to rid the city of Tiral Vidral. And I believe it's safe to say that that was a crisis in Watte that he resolved. If some of the troops stuck around for some time, perhaps to assist the villagers' recovery efforts, it could have gotten indeed trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement of Watte. People lived there nearly a decade ago, so Raja made regular visits. If you required secrecy, a location home his most loyal followers would be ideal. If Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had an occasion to come in contact. I see, but what could Zaraja have been doing in that village? Making a baby? I think you can answer that question. Yeah, see? In order to trace Zaraja's steps, Ra and I spoke to a researcher who worked on orogenics. He said approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep. for the king's direct orders. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have under the king's jurisdiction. And it is apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if you look for the transportation records... There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempt of obfuscation, but large deliveries are made from Watte, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. Oh, this is amazing! Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out? Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when put several together, affection begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating the secret facility in Watte then. And this time, I want you to come along, Gulja. Where's the roof? Watte is on the other side of the lake. To get you there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. Thank you, Shale. Get some out. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been there before. Still inside the dome, so I don't expect it to be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful, everyone! Bong. Bong. I'm gonna see if my sibling is on. I'm gonna invite. just willingly joins. Where is this? Right here, right? Watte Field Station. He knows what we're doing. On his bike. Wow. Pictomancer. He's got a little rose. Oh my gosh. Takes not a lot of concentration, but yeesh. Oh, heck yeah! That's pretty! Dang. voice. Wah! No, I'm gonna cast Glamour. Rip. What is this thing? Wow. No! He can't heal. Yeah, that's hard. What kind of boss battle is this? Whoa, look at that. Crazy. Whoa! What is that? I just spam. Whoa! Okay, a rabbit. Okay. We're wiping because they didn't wait for me, of course. Wow. What? How am I supposed to know any of these mechanics? That's so funny. What? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. They need to LB like now LB. They're not gonna LB? Yeah, let's go. Didn't even need this. Didn't even need me. That's the first time I've been carried in a dungeon. To be fair, I was new. They're like, I don't care, and they just left. The funeral's over! Or the rabbit's over.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
Eh!
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility.
Ah, the Oversoul.
The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body
Let me guess.
of the beast.
It was the mom's soul that got transferred.
This would allow one to wield the power of
Oh
a
my
Tural
gosh.
Vidral.
Oh.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures.
Oh my
But in
goodness.
time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
Oh goodness.
And what
Foreshadowing.
becomes of those who offer their souls?
Obviously nothing good.
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teishalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power, but with no one to rely upon. We must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command.
So she thought the same way as him.
But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
No!
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours.
Yeah, no.
That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
The thirst is strong with that one. Yeah, I gotta have a migraine after that.
Are you alright?
So, the mom was just really into his dad, and, yeah, they experimented with the animals. The creatures.
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kaniloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
Aye, aye, Captain. Fortnite shop. There's lots in my inventory. Okay. Yeah, obviously an experimentation facility. Oh my gosh, this is so creepy. That's so crazy. Oh my gosh, how violent! Wow. Yeah, it makes everyone angry to think what they did there. this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valigarmanda. All the machinery appears to be in operation. I expect the auxiliary systems are in place to ensure that monitoring can even continue in emergencies. The warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure. Most likely, for a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it caused harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Gulcha's mother. I think I can use this terminal. She'll taught me how. So much data, I don't know where to look. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishalja. Ah, it brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Josh, I administer experimental treatments. Research logged. That sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it'll take considerable time to go through it all. Then let's take us with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it. Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to the storage device I brought. Alright, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I am still able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for us both. You know, when we started, I did think it was a little ridiculous having the funeral for an AI, but at the same time, like now, this part of the story makes more sense. Here we are. The authorities will doubtlessly be wished to inform about the facilities and its contents, but first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. How about I sell this stuff off? Whoa, what? Why are all these barely popping now? They're like, yo, let me pop all these trophies. I can certainly see cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As any true Hitsara would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hitsara descent. My parents traveled with their Nika as well, but I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, as you see, during such a migration. One of the many sacrifices necessitated by nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. Yeah, that's right, we remember. He got ditched. A chance encounter with a kind peddler merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade, and I might fend for myself. I became a stall keeper in Torial's markets, and that is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude, and I wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. Koana, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetso. They nourish the Hitsaro as they grow, and they provide warmth and companionship in a harsh and unpredictable world. They're equal of any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Roniques are sensitive. Though they may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale, they must be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hitsaro would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Then this is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Ronique once favored grazing grounds. And as we're told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just the Ronique, even the birds and field mice have fled. When did they encounter one pack of Ceratops, they looked to passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with the natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. Though the Restaro would have surely put two and two together where they are geological. I measured the area as aether to be certain. There was indeed nothing to suggest the recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. A strong etheric signature to the east moving across the plain, albeit slowly. What do you think, Kona? Given where we are, I believe we're dealing with a powerful beast and predator, perhaps, given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. I used to be so good at Wilclamat's voice. It couldn't be a Turuhetsu. Ronique Reaver in common language. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs is Steelhetsu, and the Knight is another evocative one. Ronique can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Turuhetsu. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horns nor arrow can pierce them. A wear-toothed carnivore, which is an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds would be cleared of them. I can tell you one is so far from home it's packed both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronique's consternation is clear. As our next move we drive to the river away, they might return to their grazing lands in peace. Never fear, we'll make certain that the beast threatens you no more. Nope.
Duruhetsu is coming this way! It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety!
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Oh, big guy.
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
impenetrable scales, and wicked fangs. That's a Ronak Reaver, and no mistake.
No, he's gonna get eaten. Whee!
There! That one there! Not so fast!
What does he think he's gonna do? Stop the big old... Oh, okay. Yeah. His glasses. His glasses protected him. Magic enchanted glasses. All tanks should have them.
Even should it cost me my life. I will save the Hetzel!
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
Dang! Nice. Dead. Via Moogle book. Bludgeoned by the Book of Moogles.
The Hetzel, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehwa Hetsuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Vow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzel.
I did no more than as a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
I think that it's distress knowing that a predator is coming to kill you, but okay. Like, even the
Incredible!
baking
Kona,
of it.
you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeni Hetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozeniheta. That's where the Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. Well distracted, I heard one cry. Save our son! Save the Hetzo! After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
Well, now we know what happens to his parents.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone. And now that I am Dawn's servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
We're gonna have another montage? I remember the last one. Whistle while you work. Sephiroth helped build this train.
Whoa! She looks as good as new!
Cause it...
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine.
Spit on it.
Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here.
I want to see inside the train.
But as far
Star
as the
Rail,
Ronek
baby.
are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliyola. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through our paces.
Choo-choo! Bye-bye! Have a safe trip to see the wizard. At last! Just kidding. We're not even going there. I already won to run over.
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
Scare the living bejesus out of them. You're gonna die! You're gonna die! You're gonna die! That's what he's saying, and he's like, oh, no distress. He's like, oh lord! And he like takes off running.
It's moving away. Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
He's like, guys, you'll never believe what I just felt. I felt our enemy, our mortal enemy, coming to kill me. And they're like, yeah, George, we gotcha. Yay, we frightened innocent animals! Woo!
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Choctaral Railroad is back in service.
Wee! Yeah.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest, so to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Tashul Jah herself.
Oh boy.
While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
I think he's gonna regret this.
Yes, please.
Little guy.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
Make sure you have set the appropriate amount of time aside, as once you get on this train, it won't stop. Just per the usual quest warning.
My name is Tashul Jah, and I've decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose.
Oh boy.
Mother? Officially I was a Virgin with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region.
Okay, that's the real reason.
Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuiyolal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army.
She's down
to go
bad.
back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran. And in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within, and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja?
The obsession trope.
His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me.
Because it is beyond the horizon.
I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire.
Cringe. Cringe.
Today. It should have been today. A new beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If he could see him, embrace him. Surely that would be enough.
Oh boy, no. This man has an ending thirst in a different way.
So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
How could he be so shocked? They obviously had to be. He obviously had to help create the child. He's like, oh no, I obviously participated in it. How could he have?
To raise
oh my gosh,
a child.
This guy.
Be a father.
How did I have a baby? Well, when two people care about each other, and sometimes when they don't care about each other.
No! Get it away from me. Get that thing away from me!
Shh. It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all.
Yes, that was it.
He'll come around. We'll be a happy family.
Oh.
Kaniloka shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well, but I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
Oh boy. Everybody's like, sure.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gululcha.
I'm fine, Lamachi. Father and mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try.
That's the worst thing to teach a little kid, this reality so soon.
I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
You hugged the baby that you couldn't hug the brother. Like, this funeral still isn't over? I know, I get you.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
More like nothing happened. They were too busy at the... Oh no, they're still arguing. Are they? Gotta work on their comprehension skills.
Have you heard? Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
Oh.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
I mean, it's called the Thunder Yards.
Such a senseless way to die.
Such as
They
death.
say that he expended his last soul cells during Zoraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong.
No, what's wrong is you guys stealing souls from other creatures and beings and living things so that you can live longer.
But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function.
The one
I
Lalafell.
shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Is it?
Well, you may think so, but
Yeah,
how are
see,
we to
see,
know?
thank you.
We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
Yes, that is life.
Then what are we to do? Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die?
Know of how to live.
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation.
Nope. Not
But it's
possible,
only
Diplomat.
gotten worse.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
No.
What?
Are we gonna keep doing this over and over and over? Like,
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do.
okay, dumb one.
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things right.
I don't understand. Sphene is gone. Forever.
Someone backed up her data.
You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of
funny.
Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about?
Him losing his mind?
Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
You know how expensive those flowers were?
For Her Majesty.
Yes, I mean, obviously he's, yeah, see, obviously we got wiped. Somebody who was in charge of those black-colored regulators, I wonder.
What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria. Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Right.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
Okay, Karen.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort. You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution.
Oh, joy.
All of us shall be made endless. I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and for as long as you like. Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received neo-regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all. One day soon, those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
And of that, only one lava fell. Damn, Clement.
The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Yeah, let's not stare at the people who are in the right. We're in the right. Yes, please, calm down.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
Nuh-uh. Meanwhile, in living memory. Is that, Y'shtola?
Where am I?
And Shale? Oh, Queen Sphene. Great. Fantastic. How is she alive? This is Florida. You're in Florida, Sphene. Run away.
Are they safe?
They've been eaten by the gators. much for that.